$20 billion.
The most expensive airport on Earth, and it's still sinking.
Japan, the 80s. Osaka was booming, the skies were packed, and there was nowhere left to build.
No space on land. Only in the ocean.
So the engineers pitched something crazy. Build land in the sea, on soft seabed, in 20 meters of water.
They tried to take land from the ocean. Problem is, the ocean never forgets. And it never forgives.
First came a giant protective ring, 11 kilometers of steel, rock, and raw engineering.
It's not just dropping rocks and sand. It's building a massive fortress wall in the middle of the ocean.
To fill that hole in the sea, they cut down entire mountains and turned them into a new island. Around 80 ships worked non-stop. Millions of tons of rock and sand went into open water. 5 brutal years later, the airport opened in 1994. For a moment, it looked like a miracle. But under all that glass and concrete, the real problem had already begun.
The bay floor isn't rock. It's wet, heavy clay. Under that weight, water gets squeezed out.
So the island didn't just settle and stop. It kept pressing down again and again.
This section of the runway is unstable.
The island was unbelievably heavy, and the seabed started compacting, slowly and relentlessly. What should have taken decades started happening way too fast. The airport was sinking fast.
And the scary part isn't just the depth. Different parts were sinking at different speeds. For a terminal this long, that's a nightmare.
Today, the first island is down more than 13 meters. Bad enough. But uneven sinking is worse.
Those cracks were only the visible part of the problem. The island was not sinking evenly. Some sections were settling faster than others, so engineers had to keep measuring the structure and adjusting the building itself.
If something this huge tilts too much, the whole structure fights itself, so the fix had to be underneath.
The real battle isn't upstairs. It's being fought right here, on the lower levels. This terminal stands on giant columns. If one section drops too far, they lift it back up.
Hundreds of points are monitored down here. Every column is tracked, and crews level the building by hand.
And think about that scale. Not a house, not a warehouse. An entire airport, lifted millimeter by millimeter.
Jack it up, slide in steel plates, lock it, move on. That's how they keep it level. This isn't a one-time repair. It's a war for millimeters, and every millimeter costs money. But while the airport fought the ground below it, another threat was building above it.
This wall is the airport's first line of defense. And in a typhoon, the ocean tests every inch of it.
Then, in 2018, Typhoon Jebi showed how exposed this place really was. Water came pouring in.
Okay, that water's already on the apron. It's already moving across the ramp.
Runways went underwater, systems started failing, and the airport was suddenly cut off. After that, they raised parts of the sea barrier, added huge wave breakers, and rebuilt the island's defenses.
So this is the new line they built after Jebi. The wave hits these first. Now it has to get through all of this.
And the wildest part? They still didn't stop. They built another island, and that one's sinking too.
This is the part that feels kind of unreal. They spent years trying to keep one island alive, and then doubled down.
But sinking and flooding aren't the only threats here. There's also a major quake and a tsunami scenario.
Kansai Airport does have a response plan for this, but it is not a magic escape route off the island.
And getting off the island was never instant. Kansai depends on one long link across the bay, carrying road and rail to the mainland. When time matters, that connection becomes just as critical as the island itself.
Kansai isn't just an airport anymore. It's a fragile, insanely expensive machine, still proving it can survive. And this story isn't over. The island is still sinking, the ocean is still pushing, and nature isn't done.
So what wins in the long run? Human engineering? Pure stubbornness? Or the ocean, just waiting it out?
Because the ocean never rushes, and that is exactly what makes it dangerous.